The day I didn't quit. There was a day that almost became the day I gave up. It started like any other morning. The sun came up, the alarm rang, and the world moved like it always did. But inside, everything felt heavy. My math test paper from the day before was still folded in my bag, and I already knew the red marks waiting inside. My shoes felt tighter than usual, like even they didn't want to walk into school. I wasn't the smartest kid in class. I wasn't the fastest runner. I wasn't the one teachers used as examples. Most days, I felt like I was always one step behind everyone else. That morning, the idea came quietly. Maybe I just wasn't good enough. At school, the test papers were handed back. Mine had a big score circled at the top. It was lower than I hoped, lower than I told my parents it would be. My chest felt hot, and my eyes stayed on my desk. Around me, chairs moved, kids talked, life went on like nothing had happened. But inside, it felt like something had. By lunchtime, I had already decided. I would stop trying so hard. No more raising my hand, no more extra practice, no more staying up to understand what never seemed to make sense. It felt easier to not care than to keep failing. After school, I walked home slower than usual. I kicked a small stone along the road, watching it roll, fall, get stuck, then move again when I nudged it. It didn't stay where it fell. It just waited for another push. At home, my homework sat on the table. The math book looked the same as always, but now it felt like a mountain. I stared at the first question for a long time. My mind said, "You can't do this." My heart felt tired enough to agree. But then something small happened. I didn't suddenly feel brave. I didn't suddenly understand everything. I just picked up my pencil. One question, that was all. It took time. I erased more than I wrote. I got it wrong, then tried again. Slowly, one question turned into two. Two turned into a page. It wasn't perfect, but it was done. The next day, I raised my hand once. My voice shook, but I tried. The answer wasn't fully right, but it wasn't fully wrong either. The teacher nodded. That tiny nod felt bigger than any high score. Days passed. I still made mistakes. I still had low scores. But I also had small wins. A better grade than before. A question answered correctly. A problem solved without help. Nothing changed all at once. There was no big moment where everything became easy. There were just many small moments where I chose not to quit. Weeks later, another test came back. This time, the score at the top was higher. Not the highest in class, but the highest I had ever gotten. I held the paper a little tighter on the walk home. That day wasn't the day I became the best. It was the day I didn't quit. And that made all the difference.